Hey, good evening and blessings out there, everybody. What's going on? It's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Look, super excited to be coming to you here on July the 22nd in the year of our Lord 2024. And I'm super excited just to have this time with you. I have been on the go, God knows. Great things have been happening in our business. Great things have been happening in our life. So again, we're just super excited to have this opportunity to come to you here tonight just to share and just to have some chat about finances. Again, y'all know that's what I love. So again, y'all know I always drop some great value, at least what I feel is great value, to help you begin to build generational wealth. And so what I would do, I would ask you to just share this with you. Again, y'all know I'm gonna say something funny. I'm gonna say something that's gonna help us out. I might say something to make you a little mad, but either way, all those emotions are necessary to make sure that you're well balanced. All right. So listen. So what am I talking about tonight? So I'm talking tonight about a fixed index annuity, which is a retirement product, versus the 401k, which is probably the most retirement product that is in America today, right? Why do I say that? Because that's the one that we're taught about in school. That's the one that's, given to us at our job. So we're going to talk a little bit about those two, talk about which ones are going to stand the test of time. And we're just going to just take a little delve into that. Now, as I get ready to get started, let's talk about this. And let me first back up. I do want to just take this time to just acknowledge that this is still our 4-year anniversary month. So we're celebrating all month. We have some big announcements coming. And if you just so happen to be in the Huntsville, Alabama area, we are coming your way this weekend. So again, if you're in the Huntsville, Alabama area, we'll be down there. We have some junior brokers down there, part of the Generational Wealth Builder Bama family, and we're going down there to be with them so we can again help them evangelize that area with the gospel of financial literacy. So we're super excited about what we have going on there. But listen, so what I really want to talk about tonight is the retirement, right? As I grow older, I am starting to understand just how important it is to retire. I'm understanding the need that you need to make sure that you have steady income coming in. Additionally, you need to make sure that your income exceeds your expenses. Does that make sense? Because you also need to make sure that, again, while you're talking about your expenses, you also need to make sure that you have enough money to outpace inflation. Now, inflation is the silent tax that kills everybody. Again, my wife and I were kind of hanging out today after we finished taking care of some business. And we went to a restaurant that made its money on the $5 footlong. Well, guess what? The $5 footlong now is $12. That, folks, is inflation. Are you getting more meat? Nope. Are you getting more bread? No. But you're paying more than what you were paying beforehand. Does that make sense? That's what inflation is. It is the silent killer. And the sad reality is most people, when we sit down and talk with people about retirement and their retirement planning, most people never account for the inflation. They never account for that. And that is one of the things that catches a lot of people by surprise when they are looking to retire, right? So again, tonight what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the power of a fixed index annuity versus the 401k. And I want you to decide which one is best. Now, as I get ready to get started, I need you to understand a few things. These numbers that I put together are numbers I've put together. They are a simulation because I actually cannot give you what the market is going to do. I can't forecast that. If I could, I wouldn't be here right now. I promise y'all, or I will be doing this video from my own private island while I'm swinging somewhere, probably in Bora Bora, Fiji, somewhere like that, right? Real talk, just keeping it a grand with you. No one can predict the market. So we're going to talk a little bit about the 401k. We're going to talk a little bit about what it is. We're going to talk a little bit about the attributes of it, and we're going to see whether or not it works best for you. All right. Now, let me say this, because, and y'all know this is probably going to be one of the things that make you mad at me. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. Whatever your retirement plan is, whatever it is, it was never designed to be a piggy bank, meaning you should not be pulling money from your retirement account. I don't care which one you have. You should not touch that money, because what that does is that's going to cause you to take a 40% shot. You're going to lose 40% of your money right there, because you got to pay Uncle Sugar 28%. Then you got to pay a 10% penalty tax. Then if you got state taxes, you're losing even more, right? So again, that's what I really want to start you off by understanding. Your 401k is not your piggy bank. That is literally the bill money for your future self, meaning that this money is for you down the road, and you need this money to grow and to flourish, so you don't need to interrupt the interest, no matter what type of account that you have. All right. So please let me start off by saying that, because that is one of the unrealized factors of why people run out of retirement money, because they start dipping into it right now. So we want to make sure that you understand, do not touch your 401k money. Matter of fact, do me a favor, tap your neighbor and say, neighbor, oh neighbor, do not borrow from your 401k. All right. So let me get right on to what it is that I'm going to share. And I'm going to pull up my screen here. So here in my screen, what I have done, I have created what I call the 401k trap. And this is a simulation of what the 401k actually is, how it works. It's just basically a model. And what I want to educate you here is there's a reason why I call it the 401k trap. I call it the 401k trap because that's what it is, right? In raw terms, that's what it is. Let me tell you why. First of all, this is not your money. A 401k is what's known as an employer-sponsored plan, meaning that it is the company's money. And what that means is if that company files bankruptcy, or if that company goes insolvent, guess what? Your money, it gets tied up in that. Now, they may resolve it quickly, or it may take a while, but you could lose a portion of all of your retirement money based on it being in the 401k. It is an employer-sponsored plan. So again, please remember that. Again, put that in the chat. It's an employer-sponsored plan. And what happens is, if you think it's yours, I dare you, I double dog dare you to go to your HR, get the number for the people that are managing your 401k, and then ask them this question, or tell them, hey, I want to move my 401k into another account that's giving me more money. And what that person is going to tell you is, well, you have to get permission from the employer, which means the employer owns that account. Now, the time that you may come to own this, again, depending on the company, is when you turn age 59 and a half. Then you may be able to take possession of your 401k. But if you are under the age of 59 and a half, that is not your money. All right, that's first point. Now, here we go. This is how a 401k works. I want y'all to follow me here. So let's just say you have an annual salary of $60,000. Most companies are going to match up to 5% of your annual income, not the overtime that you work. They're only going to pay it on your annual income. Again, that is what 99.99% of companies do. They're not going to give you money because you work overtime. They're going to give you up to that 5%, because that is the percent that they get a tax break for. So know that. Please make note of that. Your company gets a tax break for that 5% they give you. So it's not like they're just being good folks. They are getting a tax break. What does that mean? That means that if the company makes $1 million a year, or should I say for every $1 million a year that they make, that means they get a $50,000 tax break. So that's what you need to understand. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. No, they're doing it because they get a tax break on it. You need to understand that, because we're going to visit that a little later. Then let's say your contribution, you're going to put in $3,500. Why? Because everybody want to put in more money, because they feel like if I put in more money, I'll gain more money. And that is a noble concept. But let's just see how that works. Now, what we have here, annually, we have a total contribution of about $6,500 a year, right? So that's just adding those two together. Now, let's just say that a person works 35 years at their company. What they would have contributed is about $227,000 using these numbers. Now, again, I know people are like, well, hey man, every year I get an increase or I get a raise on my job and stuff like this, that, and the other. Well, guess what? It still ain't gonna move the needle that much. Again, because most people get a 2 to 3% income raise. And so if you factor that over the period of 35 years, it's still only about $6,000 to $8,000. So again, my numbers are kind of sound here, right? I just want you to know that's how much I've researched this. Now, here we go. So your money goes into the market. And what we teach all our clients, what our agents teach our clients are that when you put your money in the variable market, it's like going to the casino, or it's like going to Vegas. And there are a couple of rules about going to the casino or going to Vegas. Rule number one, the house always wins. Period of point blank. Rule number two, you do not take your bill money to the casino because of rule number one. And there's another rich fella that has a similar saying to that, and it's by the name of Warren Buffett. Rule number one, don't lose money. Rule number two, don't forget rule number one. Okay, let's get right on. So when they put your money in the variable market, the market fluctuates. It goes up and it goes down. What most people don't understand is that whether it goes up or it comes down, all of your gains and your losses are in percentage. So it's not like, let's use these numbers here. If you got $100,000, if the market goes up 50%, now you have $150,000, right? Because you had $100,000, it went up 50%. 50% of $100,000 is $50,000. So now you have $150,000. But guess what? Let's say the market goes down 50%. Now you're down to $75,000. Why is that? Because 50% of $150,000 is $75,000. Does that make sense? So now you're on the downside. You follow me? So let's say the market goes back up the next year, up 50%. Guess what? 50% of $75,000 is only $37,500. So now you have about $112.5K. You see where I'm coming from? So you've got to understand that when the market goes up and down, it's not like, oh, I'm not going to lose my money. No, because it's out there. You gambling, bro. You gambling, or somebody gambling, you're going to lose in percentage. And most people don't know that, right? So I want you to understand that when the market goes up, all your gains and your losses are in percentage. So with that being said, what I did here was some very simple math. And again, this isn't over the period. This is just basically saying that if this money over a 30-year period where the market has gained 7.22%, all you would have gained on this $227,000 is $16,000. Yes, Lord. Now, again, these numbers aren't true because remember, you would have lost part of this 227. That's what I need you to understand. That's why Forbes did an article last year, about midway last year, and they said that the average American has about $100,000 in their retirement account. That's why. Because, again, when you put your money in the market, again, you're losing it. And let me just tap on that point real quick. Your money is not being lost. You don't lose money. Let me help you. You don't lose money in the market. You transfer it to somebody else. I need y'all to hear me now. Like I told you, I know I'm making you a little mad now. This is probably going to make you mad. You don't lose money in the market. It gets transferred to somebody else because it's all a gamble. It's all a shell game, right? It gets transferred. You cannot lose something that is tangible. And if you put your $100 or you put your $1,000 in the market and the market loses, where does the money go? It doesn't just evaporate and go to money heaven. No, it gets transferred to somebody else that won that go round. So always keep that in the back of your mind when you're dealing with the variable market. Now, let me get back to my other thing here. Now, I'm saying, and I'm being nice and say that the market grew 100%, meaning it gave you your money back. Out of all those 35 years, you gained your money back. This person, when they get ready to retire, would have about $455,000. Now, realistically, when you working check to check, having $455,000 sound like a lot of money. But guess what? Uncle Sugar got to get his piece. And we all know who Uncle Sugar is. A pimp named Uncle Sugar. I think I'm going to change this to say that. A pimp named Uncle Sugar. He got to get his tax off of the growth. But wait a minute. Let me bring this up. How is this money getting taxed? Remember, this here was free money. Well, no. He got it. It's free money for him. It is not free money for you because you got to pay taxes on the growth. That's what it boils down to, folks. So in this example, this person, after he paid that $154,000, guess what? Now he got about $300,000 to live on for the rest of his life. This individual will be back to work within 5 years. Period and point blank. This individual will. This is how your 401k is set up. It is a pot of money. And once you run out of that money, guess what? It's all over. You got to figure it out. Now, here's what we do at Generational Wealth Builders. Any one of our agents can help you with this. We help you know your numbers because, again, if somebody's talking about, I got $455,000, I'm finna retire, I'm going to tell them, no, you're not. You don't have enough money because you need to bare bones at least have enough money to get you to the age of 90 from the point that you retire. You need to at least have your annual income to get you to the age of 90. So let's just say in this example, 60,000. And let's say the person say, I want to retire at the age of 60. That means he needs 30 years of his annual income. So the ballpark that this individual needs is $1.8 million when they walk away from their job. 1.8 is a long way from $300,000. It's a long way off. And this is why, folks, so many people are having to go back to work. This is why so many people are having to go back to work. So many people can't retire. So many people are having to do the backbreaking work, even though they would much rather retire, be at home with their grandchildren, all these things, right? That's it. And I can feel you now. Well, good God Almighty, Rod. Thank you for bringing us down, bro. Why in the world would you bring us down like that? Well, I didn't bring you down. I actually set you up for the come up. So this is what I really want to introduce to you. I want to introduce you to the fixed index annuity. Now, this product is what I call the gem of the wealthy. It is the gem of the wealthy. Why is that? Because an annuity is the same thing as a pension. Follow me now. An annuity is the same thing as a pension, which simply means income for the rest of your life. That's all it means. That's all it means. And so what happens is, notice already, a 401k is a pot of money. When it runs out, it's out. You got to go back to work. An annuity is a pension that's going to grow your money exponentially. And as it grows your money, it's going to pay you 5 to 7% of that money every year for the rest of your life, so that you never, ever run out of money. It's designed to help you outpace inflation, because what they do with the 95% is they keep growing that money. Now, here's the beautiful part about it. But Ron, you just said putting your money in the market is like going to the casino. I know that. But here's what you want to understand. The fixed index annuity is an insurance-based product. So what that means is it's not in the market, it mirrors the market. And what it does, it creates ceilings and floors. And what I mean by that, it'll cap out the gains at about 15%. But when the market goes down and it's bad, you don't lose a thing. So you're not having to go through the peaks and valleys like in the variable market. All right. Now, let me show you a little something. This right here is going to have you like, ooh, good God Almighty. So what I did here, I'm telling you the numbers. So I just picked somebody that had $25,000. Now, this $25,000 can be in a 401k from an old job. It could be money you got under the mattress, whatever the case may be. I took a 35-year-old person and I said, okay, with this person here, what we're going to do, we're going to look at this individual and see how much money they'll have if they just do a one-time, listen to me now, just a one-time rollover of $25,000. Now, this person at the age of 35, they do that rollover. At the age of 60, the cash value, or if they said, hey man, cash me out, give me all my money, I don't want nothing, just give me my money, cash me out. That $25,000 would grow to about $126,000. Yes, not bad, not bad. However, they'd be a fool to do that, because what happened was the actual benefit value is now $2.1 million. And 5% of that means your first distribution check is going to be about $105,000. Meaning every year for the rest of your life, you're going to get at least $100,000. And it's going to grow every year. You got to understand that. So you're going to get, your first check is $105,000. Who couldn't live quite comfortably? Again, working class folk, who couldn't live off $100,000 a year? Who? Please tell me. Let's say you decide you wanted to retire at age 65. Guess what's going to happen? At 65, if you decided to cash out, you'll get about $184,000. But watch this. You'd be a fool, because the benefit value is now $6 million. So what that means is, that means your first check is going to be about $325,000. $325,000. Now, here we go again. God forbid, if the person passes, guess what? This is what the family gets. And if he has a spouse or she has a spouse, the spouse will continue to get this money here. And this is where we educate our clients on the need for building a trust, because what happens is, when you get that kind of money, you keep it in the trust, again, you're good. Let's just leave it like that. I can't say certain things, but just know you're good, because now the trust is holding that money right there. The trust is holding. So now you can kind of use the trust to make sure that the home house is taken care of. You can make sure that all property and stuff that's tied to the family is taken care of through the trust, because you got over $6 million in there. If somebody in the family want to start a business, guess where they can go to? They can go to the trust and get a loan from the trust. This is how the wealthy do it. This is how they build trust fund babies. Everybody wasn't rich. Stop thinking that everybody, just, they white or they black. Stop thinking that. No, there are vehicles out there that allow people to be able to go out there and establish generational wealth. And this is what we teach our clients. This is what we educate our clients on. This is why we're growing like we're growing. This is why people see that. People are like, wait a minute, Rod, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, come on, bro. I got better things to do than to waste your time and to waste mine. I really, really do. But that's why. That is the power of a fixed index annuity. And here we go again. Y'all heard me say it the other week. When financial times are uncertain, which I'm quite sure everyone will agree that we are living in uncertain times right now, financial uncertain times. Yes or yes? Absolutely. Because again, if you're like me and got caught in that thing in Atlanta, I got caught in Savannah with that whole thing on Friday, where it messed everything off. I mean, it messed everything off, right? You don't need your money getting messed off like that. You want to make sure that your money is insured. You want to make sure that your money is protected. And that's what we do. We protect our clients' retirement. Period and point blank. The other fella can't say the same thing. What other fellas you talking about? Well, I can't call their name, and I can't think of no good name, but I think I say Feynman Haynes, Fedwood Homes. Y'all know the money folk I'm talking about. They can't help y'all like this, because they take your money and put it in the market. And the more of your money that they have, that insulates them. Oh yeah, this money here is protected because it's insurance based. And that's what we educate our clients on. So there you have it, folks. In 20 minutes, I have broken down a 401k and a fixed index annuity. The only difference is you have to ask yourself which one works best for you. Do you want to make sure that you don't have to go back to work? Do you want to make sure that you'll be able to actually retire comfortably and know good and well you got good money coming in that's going to outpace inflation? Or do you want to gamble with a pot of money just because you think you're getting free money, but you're going to find out on the back end that you actually is not free because you got to pay the money on the gains? And God forbid if it puts you in a higher tax bracket, right? If it puts you in that higher tax bracket, now you're paying well over 40%. We have an agent whose father is dealing with that. His father had about $1 million in his 401k, but because it put him in a high tax bracket, Pops had to pay about $400,000 in taxes. Darn shame. Darn shame. Darn shame. Again, good people are taking what they think is best, but we're here to let them know that's not the case. And I might hear you right now. You may say, well, Rod, man, I ain't got no $25,000 just laying around, bro. What are you talking about? Well, guess what? I can show you what you could do with $250 a month. Or whatever you are contributing, just holler at me. Let me show you what we can do. Let me show you how you can protect your retirement. Let me show you how you can mark the day when you get to walk off your job because you have the amount of money that you need to have. Let me help you do that. Again, so you can follow me on whatever, you inbox me on whatever platform you watch this video on. We'd love to chat with you. We'd love to talk with you. You can go to my website, Generational Wealth Building with rodhickman.com. Very, very simple. Or just hit me up. If you see me in the streets, hit me up. Listen, I love talking to people about this. I have a passion for this. I was telling somebody earlier, I love sticking it to the man. I do. I love it. And how do we stick it to the man? Well, we have and we take away from them, from the man, what they think that we don't deserve. You deserve to retire. Why are they talking about raising the retirement age to 70? Who want to work at 70? Who want to work at 68? Right? If your money's not right, you're going to have to. But let us help you. Let us help you. We can get you there. Listen, it's been my pleasure to get with you on tonight. Again, I always love these sessions. I really, really do. Again, just feel free to like and share this. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, I do watch the comments. I will respond back to you. But again, it's always my pleasure and privilege as I get ready to get out of here so I can get on to the house. Listen, remember, knowledge is not power until it is applied. You can have an 18-wheeler truck gassed up, ready to go, but until you put that joker in gear, it ain't gonna go nowhere. I'm your man, Rod Hickman. Y'all take care. Have a good night, and God bless.